So hi Kalidas, how are you?
How are you? It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Yeah.
So let me start with a very depressing question. So
Okay.
uh, in the start of this year, January 1st, 2020, what did you think this year was going to be, and what has it turned into?
Actually, the beginning of this year was pretty good because I had just finished a project for Sudha Kongara ma'am for another
Yeah,
OTT. And everything was going normal. I mean, pretty good until this thing happened. And, like everything just got messed up. But I can't say that I went through a very hard time because I know a lot of other people are going through much harder times. But
yeah,
for sure, like staying at home is definitely really frustrating for a person like me who loves to travel. And
yeah.
also, we shot this movie. We shot Putham Pudhu Kaalai during the peak of lockdown. So the first
Huh.
21 days of lockdown, that's when we shot the film. And yeah, I mean, I can't say I missed work because I did work during the lockdown.
So when exactly when you were called for this call for this film, what was actually happening in your life? Like, were you expecting any kind of work to happen at that point of time, or were you thinking, oh,
To
it's
be
going to be,
honest, like
yeah,
to be really honest, I was not getting a lot of work like even before the Corona time. I mean, because I was going through a very rough patch like work wise, and also I was declining all the offers that I was getting. Um, somewhere like I felt like it was a good time to sit and analyze like what I had done and what I want to do. I mean, is this actually what I want to do, and is this the type of cinema that I want to do? I think the time was like very useful for me in a way, and everything else just happened. Sudha ma'am, meeting Sudha ma'am at the right time, collaborating with her, working with her. uh, I mean, it just happened.
so what were the thoughts that were coming to your mind? So like, did you kind of sense this confusion building up even before the lockdown? Like, did you
Yeah.
feel like, am I making mistakes?
Yeah.
Am I like, yeah? So what was that like? What were the thoughts like?
uh, um, I mean, when I started out, everything was like quick because even though I am familiar with the industry, I'm still like a beginner. Like, I mean, I just started out acting, so everything was pretty new to me. So, like film after film, like I didn't have time to like sit and analyze what was actually going on. Um, and when I got the time, like I actually started thinking, and what I thought was the quantity of the movie is not what actually matters. It is the quality. I mean, like even if you do like 5 or 10 films in a whole lifetime, I just wanted to be like remembered for a very long time. So that is what I have right now in my mind.
But you never chose you. But when I think of you, I don't think of you as somebody who did too many films too quickly. Like, for instance, the amount of time you spent on a movie like Pumaram, even though it
Yeah.
might not have been your like because of your preparations or anything like that, you did take time for movies, right? But
Yeah.
why did you feel that quantity issue coming up?
Somewhere I felt like I mean, with all due respect to the movies that I have done, I mean, I still don't think that I shouldn't have done those movies. I still stand by what I did. But somewhere I felt like, is this the kind of movies that, because um, I want to do characters that stand close to me, and which I can, like I will be able to pull off. I don't want to like pull a big load, which I can't, which is not possible for a beginner like me. So that is what I learned. And as all actors, you learn through experience. So I just need the time.
So in that way, isn't this film like a great thing to come back to? Because from what I've understood, isn't it also like going back to the drawing board? Because it's like in most films, it's only some 6 or 7 people on the sets, right? So did it
Yeah.
feel like you've gone to some film school kind of an experience? Did it feel like that?
The exact feeling that I had, was me going back to my college days in Loyola,
Lila
because
days, okay.
that is exactly how I felt, because we shot with around 5 to 6 people. That is
Yeah, yeah,
including the focus pullers, including the light people and the sound people. It's just 6 people on set. So
yeah,
it got pretty crazy, and I felt like you just need you actually need only that many people to make a movie,
yeah.
because we pulled it off pretty well, because ma'am Sudha ma'am had a perfect vision. She had a perfect plan. I think if everyone can plan that well and execute the way she did, I think you just need about 6 to 10 people on set.
So, what else did you have to do on the sets apart from just learning your lines and acting? What else did you have to do
I
in
had
this
to take
film?
care of the costumes. I had to take care of the props. I had to do lighting sometimes. I had to
Okay.
uh, I had to be the assistant director. I had to be the assistant choreographer. I had to do a lot of things. But like, for a person like me, I felt like it was the perfect place for me, because I wanted a set like this. I always wished for a set like this, and I finally got it.
And how many days shoot was it? Like, how many days did it take for you to complete
We shot
this?
for 3 days. We shot for three
3 days.
days because that was the timeline given by Amazon. So we shot in 3 days, and me and Kalyani had to shoot for 2 days, and my dad and Urvashi ma'am had to shoot for a day.
That's it. So it's practically more like an ad shoot than a proper short film shoot.
Yeah, like a proper ad shoot. I mean, maybe some ads even take more than that.
Take more than this. So in your case, once you've gotten used to all the good things and the bad things about a big production, when you go back to basics like this, like apart from what you learn, what is the real experience like? This is an impossible experience. Like this wouldn't have
I
happened
just
if there
love
was
it.
no
I mean,
lockdown, right? Yeah.
I was just in love with the whole experience, because you just have a lot of peace. A lot of it's generally silent. I mean, it's
Yeah.
silent at the set, and you have time to think about what you're going to do. And usually it's not like that. It's like, it's 6 o'clock. You have to do this. The time is
Yeah.
going, and all that. We were like very relaxed, even though we had a time constraint of 3 days. we
Hmm.
were we were relaxed. We were not rushing through scenes. We didn't like want to get it through, like, somehow. We actually, a lot of planning did go into it, but I mean, I loved it. I don't know.
So, is this something that you'd like to? I mean, it's not practical, I understand, because if eventually you have shoots and you have everything really worked out. But do you see yourself going back to doing these things with exciting directors and exciting projects once in a while, whenever you
Absolutely.
get the time? Okay.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, see, some of these characters that, I mean, I'm sure when you see it, you will understand. Some of these characters that I got to play, even if it's this or the other OTT that I did with Sudha ma'am. I mean, I can't even dream of getting such characters in a feature film.
Hmm.
So I mean, being a little selfish as an actor, I can tell you that I'm happy. I was happy doing these characters, and I didn't like, a lot of people told me that it's doing acting in OTT is a step down. I mean, I really don't think
Hmm.
that. I think that it's a wonderful platform, and it's yet to be fully explored. That's what I think.
So when you're saying characters, you're like in your regular feature film career, if somebody comes and pitches a script where you have to play a serial killer, for instance, it might be more complicated than
Yeah.
choosing to do that in OTT. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I mean, and also, there are certain limitations when it comes to the big screen. I'm sure, like, there are a lot of, the public is watching it, and
Yeah.
you have to bring in certain restrictions, which is all true. But as actors, somewhere you feel like you want to do that. You want to, when you see like international work, you feel like doing those kind of works. I mean, in that context, I think what I got to do is I mean, I feel different. That's it.
Okay, now let's discuss a few lighter topics now. I want
Yeah.
to ask you about the lockdown. Tell me the things like especially like Malayalam and Tamil cinema wise, the kind of things that you never watched, which you kind of went back to watching it during this time. Was there something like that, like essential
Yeah,
viewing
yeah,
that you
yeah, yeah.
hadn't done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like a huge fan of old movies, like old Malayalam as well as Tamil movies.
Okay. Okay.
So I started watching a lot of my dad's movies, old movies by Mohanlal sir, Mammootty sir,
Hmm.
all of that. Uh, but even in Tamil also, uh, I started binge watching a lot of like funny movies, and
Yeah.
also I got to watch a lot of international movies which came up. I mean, even for that matter, like new series, web series, and
Huh.
other content which is up on OTT. So I mean, it was fun. Apart from watching movies, I actually started farming. I'm a farmer
Uh-huh.
now,
Yeah.
so I do a lot of home farming in my house.
How's that? How's that going? Is it still
Yeah,
like
it's
is it still
we harvest about 1.5 kgs of lady's finger every day,
oh,
which is
excellent.
my
Okay.
hard work.
Okay. So of the films that you kind of watched now, tell me one Jayarams sir's movie, like your dad's movie that you hadn't watched, which you're guilty of not watching, and now it's just blow your mind.
I think I haven't missed much of my dad's
Huh.
movies. I think I watched most of it. But the movie that I watched again during this lockdown was Panchatantra.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. All
Because
of us. All of us.
yeah,
Yeah.
how many
Yeah.
ever times you watch that movie, you don't get tired of it. So I watched
Yeah.
that again.
So do you kind of compare yourself? This is something even when I interviewed DQ, he also had this thing where he sat down one day and he was calculating his age and he's
Okay.
calculating the movies Mamuka was doing when he was that old. The
Okay.
same way, in your case, when you're thinking, okay, I'm 4, 5, 6 years years into my career, have you compared the films that you've done with your dad's film, and has that really stressed you out?
No, I mean, I don't do that because,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
like how you
unfair.
said,
Yeah,
it's just going to stress you out. I mean,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
uh, what they did is they've already set a standard. So
yeah.
it's better not to, go through the route that they've already gone, and take a route of your own. So that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, because what they've done is impossible to recreate.
Yeah. Is there any kind of regrets from your side that this film, like it's a film, see, in Malayalam an anthology is not very rare. It's happened, it's gotten those
Yeah,
theatrical releases, and they've been successful also. Is there
yeah.
some kind of regret that these films are not being watched in the theater? That these films won't be watched in the theater?
Uh, I mean, I would have wished. If definitely, I would be lying if I didn't wish it to be released in theaters. But in the situation that we are in, it's not possible. So the next best thing is to give the product to the people at their own comfort. So that is what these OTTs are doing, and I think they're doing a pretty good job at it.
Okay, and then last question. So what's the next future looking like for you? Like when you have you already moved on to something else? Have you already started completing a work that kind of got stalled? What's the future looking like basically?
16th Putham Pudhu Kaalai is coming out. That's
Of
my
course, yeah.
next work. So I also did another OTT anthology, which is yet to be, I think they've already announced the title. It's for another OTT. So that is also coming up soon. So these are my next work, which is coming up. And uh, for the feature films that I already planned, it's not a good time to start shoot because I wouldn't want it's not responsible enough to shoot at this time. That's what I feel. And also, like, what's the point of shooting a movie if there's no theater to show it? I mean, let people come back to the theaters, and we can think about it.
And finally, in terms of decision making, has this time really like helped you like prioritize
For
and
sure.
change? So you're
For sure.
much more at peace now.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, so we're really looking forward to what you're going to do from here on.
Even I am looking forward to it.
Yeah. Okay, Kal, that's so nice talking to you as
Thank
always.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.